to keep the peace between both of us so future me is not looking back like, girl. What's good, YouTube? It's Bri Hall and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about one of the really important questions I get asked all the time. It's how do you have a million hobbies, ADHD, and manage to do it all?
Girl, how'd you fit all your interests in that tiny little bag?
Oh, easy. I only packed my HP OmniBook X, which is a Copilot PC.
That one. All right. No, don't fall. Oh no. So back then, I was carrying everything I needed for every single hobby, and it really felt like the world was not set up for people that have multiple interests.
Yeah, dark times.
But now, I make it work. These days, I've got like 12 hobbies, 5 careers, and 1 brain cell that's fighting for its life to get everything done. Shout out to that brain cell. It's literally doing its best. And today, I'm gonna talk about how I manage art, work, and play, or at least make it look like I do.
And how I make it all happen with my HP OmniBook, which is a Copilot PC.
Because you know on this channel, we're gonna keep it real. All right, so number 1 is digital body doubling. So you might have heard about body doubling for people with ADHD. All these hacks, by the way, can work for anybody. But when you digitally body double, that means sometimes you don't have a person that's physically there, but maybe I'm watching someone do something similar to what I'm doing. And so that leads me to having a hands-free studio setup, because when I'm doing my makeup, one hand is trying to figure out what I'm doing next, and the other hand is trying to remember where my eyebrow starts, and trying to make my eyebrow sisters. They're not gonna be twins, but we're trying not to make them cousins, if you get my drift. During times like this, I flip my laptop into tent mode and I pull up a tutorial. So you can body double with a stranger. Honestly, I like to pull up YouTube tutorials from my fellow peers. That is one way that I kind of motivate myself into getting my stuff done. And this is kind of like FaceTime with my more organized alter ego. Some of y'all don't know you're my alter ego, but you are. Some people lose socks in the dryer. I lose a lip liner at least once a week. All right, number 2, structured procrastination. We're beyond the days of saying we're not gonna procrastinate. We know we're gonna procrastinate, but we have to have a method. So I cracked the code. I use gaming as a reward for my productivity. That way I know that some break time is coming. So let's say, for example, 45 minutes of focus gets me 25 minutes of gaming. It's technically called the Premack principle, but as I like to call it, main character math. And usually for this, I'll set a timer. Do I always stop when the timer goes off? No, but it's the intention that really counts. Yep. The intention was there. Number 3, I trick my brain with something called agnostic time tracking or micro wins. Most people say, hey, work for an hour. Working for an hour works as well. But if that stops working, then I say, work until this snack is gone. The real hard part is starting. So once I've started and the snack is gone, suddenly I realize I've been editing for 3 hours. And with this, I track actions instead of just time. So instead of a time block, I might say export 1 file or finish 1 sketch. After I've checked off exactly 1 thing on my to-do list, I lay down dramatically. And I proceed to call it self-care, because I still don't really understand why my body treats answering an email like a life or death situation. Number 4, high energy versus low energy setups, okay? Again, we are not planning for perfection. We are not planning for a vision board. We are planning for reality, okay? That's where we're living right now. Our high energy, we're vertical. Our low energy, we horizontal. And I have a setup for each of those situations. So I technically have 2 designated work areas. One that's like my serious proper office setup, and then the other one is the couch where I scroll for an hour and tell myself that it's for research for social media. And though I might have gone down 3 rabbit holes on a niche subject, it's for research. And it's very valid. Plan for both. In all seriousness, I also bought a bed desk. Best investment ever. All right, number 5 is huge, y'all. Having a transition ritual. A lot of times with ADHD, it's really hard to get from task to task, and transitions are hard for anyone. But putting a ritual in place can help go from task to task, because sometimes switching from editing to painting or drawing or even eating feels like trying to switch languages mid-sentence. So having a ritual in place really helps. So for example, if I, let's say, have breakfast in a designated area, and this is the area that I also like to maybe watch a show while I eat breakfast, then I might also have my laptop set up and my emails queued up in that area. So that way the transition can be a lot more seamless from one thing to the next. The key is we have to reduce the barrier to entry. So instead of room to room, sometimes it's tab to tab, okay? All right, another one that really has helped me a lot is the 2 to 5 minute rule. Anything that takes 2 to 5 minutes to do, I have to do immediately. Of course, if I'm like running out the door, then maybe this might not be the case. But if something takes 2 to 5 minutes, like renaming a file, putting away a dish, whatever it might be, do it right then and there. As As I see it, future me and present me are having constant beef, and I am trying to calm this feud, okay? I am trying to keep the peace between both of us so future me is not looking back like, girl. Make a giant brain dump to-do list and then go in with a highlighter or a pen and just circle the items that would only take 2 to 5 minutes. It might surprise you. Calling to make a doctor's appointment really only takes like 2 to 5 minutes, and sometimes that could take me weeks. Why is it like that? Number 7 is multi-hyphenate admin day. That means if you have a lot of interests, I usually try to make this Friday, but honestly, I might have to switch it to a different day, maybe Sunday. But admin day is the day that you do all the boring stuff just in one swoop, because again, transitions are really hard. So instead of trying to do boring thing here, boring thing there, let's just knock it all out with a good show. I do maybe the software updates, cleaning my computer screen, sending out emails, inquiries, paperwork, spreadsheets, all that stuff. And I just speed run through it. So, you know, there I am. I light a candle, I open Snap Layouts, and I pretend I'm in a productivity montage on YouTube. And maybe 10 minutes into my productivity, I start Googling new hobbies to start this week that I shouldn't be adding to my list of things to do. But you know, again, we have to start somewhere. Number 8 is a tough one because I know idea storage is a big issue sometimes. So bridge ideas, don't lose them. I am somebody who gets my best ideas sometimes at the worst time, like when I'm in the shower or I'm playing a game. Just know my hard drive is 40% chaos and 60% things waiting for me to get back to later. But again, we have to keep the ideas somewhere. Don't forget where your ideas are. Number 9, a big part of discipline. We always focus on starting because starting is really, really hard. But one of the hardest parts about discipline is also knowing when to stop, okay? You can't start something else if you won't stop the thing you're supposed to stop at this time. So I let my laptop tell me. Like, I need external cues to tell me when to stop. So sometimes it might be when this playlist ends, it's time to stop.
Or when Microsoft Copilot pings me.
Unless I ignore it, which I probably will. But again, it's the intention. All right, and finally, number 10, our weekly or bi-weekly interest audit. We have to admit to ourselves some of our hobbies are seasonal, and that is okay. It's okay to put it down. No one ever told me that. I used to feel like a quitter. It's okay. At one point I had a guitar phase until I realized that guitar for some reason doesn't click and the calluses on my hands started to grow personality. So I don't know about that one. Now I try to do a check-in every week. Like, did this make me happy? Did I actually do it? Like, I set out intentions to do it, but did I actually do it? Was it worth the mess that it caused? Like painting, for example. There's a lot to clean up, but it's very rewarding for me.
Microsoft Copilot might help me organize my answers,
but the conclusions, still a little messy. But that's one of the things I really like to do because it helps me take things off my plate so I can really focus on things that genuinely have a high return, not just financially, but emotionally for me. And somehow I've really managed to make work, art, and play all fit onto one screen. It's not about you keeping up with all your hobbies and everything like that. Sometimes it's about your tools keeping up with you in all stages of your creative and personal process. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my very next video. It feels so good to be back. Okay, watch my live update before this.